What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about the quick release or quick disconnect, because ever since I uploaded this video on the group for disco guys, the comments blew up. A lot of comments, a lot of people asking where I got the steering wheel, how I managed to make it work for this truck, and how everything turned out. So today I thought I'd make a video going more into detail of how I did this quick release. So let's get started. So this is a Land Rover Discovery 2 1999. So it had the factory steering wheel. It wasn't in bad shape, but the buttons didn't work anymore because obviously I have an aftermarket radio, so the up and down volume didn't work, the cruise control didn't work, and the horn would go off and on whenever it wanted to. Whenever I wanted to work, if I press on the horn button, it wouldn't go, and then some other times it would work. So I was just tired of it, and I wanted something different. I've always been the kind of guy that likes to do things different. A quick release was something I wanted to do for a long time, even before I even owned the Land Rover. I had other vehicles like the Jeep I wanted to do a quick release. And for the Jeep, it's even easier because they sell a kit that is direct bolt on. So for the Land Rover, they don't sell these kits. You have to basically make it work for this truck. So essentially what I got was the steering wheel, the race wheel. This just comes with the flange. This is a 6-bolt pattern flange. You can see it's got the Land Rover logo. And also I bought the quick release system, or whatever you want to call this part here. This is a separate part than the steering wheel. And so to make both of these work, I built this little housing where the 6-bolt screws mount on. These screws bolt on this bracket that I built, and in here is all the system for the horn, which is not connected right now. And the quick release, this kit, which I will post links to both of these items in the description below. So the quick release comes with this steering shaft. This steering shaft, I had to cut off about an inch off of it at the bottom. And so essentially what I did is, when you remove the factory steering wheel, there's a 19mm bolt. That 19mm bolt fits exactly this circumference in here. If you flip it over, weld it, then you can put your steering shaft and screw it. So this steering shaft, not only is it welded here at the bottom and on the top, but it's also screwed onto the factory steering shaft. That helped me line up the steering, this new steering shaft to the factory one. And then I just went crazy with the welding. The welding is not perfect. I'm not a professional welder. I'm just a home DIYer. So I just filled this hole here with as much weld as possible. I did a couple tacks here, some fat tacks down here, and this thing is like solid. It's not going anywhere. And then for the little house in here, I used a flange, and then I just drill holes and tap them so that all 6 bolts that came with a flange on the steering wheel will bolt to it. And that's about it. So to do this, you definitely want to leave your steering wheel in the lock position. That lock position is telling you that the wheels are straight, and there's no way to screw up. So, because that was a comment that I got on that video that I posted, is somebody saying how stressful it will be to align the steering wheel. Well, you don't have to do it. The truck already does it for you. When you turn the wheel, when the truck is in park and it's off, you turn the wheel wherever it locks, that's where the center of that steering is. So boom, that is the center. So if your alignment is off, you take it to, leave the steering wheel right where the locking position is, take it to the tire shop or wherever you take it to get a wheel alignment. They'll align it based off of that. So there's no way you can screw up that. So it is definitely a DIY project, and it's not something that I would recommend if you've never, you have to get really creative with this kind of stuff. So I wouldn't recommend it for anyone that's maybe starting out, but don't be scared. I mean, I am not a professional custom builder. You know, again, I work out of my garage, so this stuff is something that I looked up and researched in past times before. So when I thought I was ready, I just jump on it, and it turns out really well. I get a lot of comments on this, and I've only had it for a couple of weeks, and I really like it. Again, it's just something that adds on to the truck. It is not a race truck by any means. I don't intend it to be, but I do love the look of a race truck. Because I also, if you guys haven't noticed, I also got race seats. Only the fronts were changed. And so that's, if you're interested in how I mounted these, leave a comment and I'll post a more detailed video on how I mounted these race seats. But yes, so that's I hope it makes sense. It probably doesn't, but I hope it does. And if you have questions, you can always send me a direct message. TX Rover, that's my Instagram. You can send me a direct message. But that's how I install this quick release on the Disco 2.